I'm carrying this on. Listen.
I done it all, ain't nothing left. Faced all my demons, maneuvered in finesse. Gotta stay balanced. Hump on my chest, walk the narrow path. Passed all my tests. I done it all, ain't nothing left. Faced all my demons, maneuvered in finesse. Gotta stay balanced. Hump on my chest, walk the narrow path. Passed all my tests.
They laughing at me, they throwing stones, they crucify me, won't leave me alone, antagonize me. All I do is wrong. I can't do no right according to the hype alone. I'm the chief of this, I'll be on my Jesus shit. Broadcast my life live just so you can see this shit. Walk it as I'm teaching it, practice while I'm preaching it. I'm growing right in front of you, they can't even see this shit. I give you the light, homie, you should be receiving it, reflecting and repeating it. Proclaiming the kingdom shit, back against the wall. They wanna see me fall, I'ma stand tall, cause I done it.
I done it all, ain't nothing left. Faced all my demons, maneuvered in finesse. Gotta stay balanced. On my chest, walk down the path. Pass all my tests. I done it all, ain't nothing left. Faced all my demons, maneuvered in finesse. Gotta stay balanced. On my chest. Walk the narrow path, passed all my tests. I done it all, ain't nothing left. Faced all my
GAGUT greetings, peace to the gods. GAGUT greetings, GAGUT greetings. Oh my Gagutians, GAGUT greetings.
Bones made of crystal, light around the
We about to build real
you know
quick,
I'm
yo.
official, that God body issue. Bullets made of wisdom,
something, we exposing the bullshit.
Aim it at your heart, so the truth gon' hit you. Some gon' love you. Most gon' dish you. Never get the love you deserve till they miss you. But it's so everything is mental. Look at what you've been through. Talk about your lifestyle, but they don't know who sent you. They can only see what's in themselves, and that's the issue. If your heart ain't pure, then the truth won't convict you. I understand it all. They want you to fall. When you're back against the wall, you gotta stand tall.
I done it all, ain't nothing left. Faced all my demons, maneuvered in finesse. Gotta stay balanced. Hump on my chest, walk the narrow path, passed all my tests. I done it all, ain't nothing left. Faced all my demons, maneuvered in finesse. Gotta stay balanced. Hump on my
GAGUT
chest.
greetings, peace to the gods. What up?
Passed all my tests.
What up?
I done
GAGUT
it all,
greetings.
ain't nothing left.
Yeah.
Faced all my demons, maneuvered in finesse. Gotta stay balanced. Hump on my chest, walk the narrow path, passed all my tests.
These metaphysical bars got me high as the stars. Niggas sicker than SARS. Hit you hard as a car, pluck you like a guitar. My Leo was in Mars, my ego overcharged. That's why I go so hard. Yo, GAGUT greetings. Peace and love. Peace to everybody in the room. Yo, God bless you. GAGUT greetings. Alright, so cool. So I made a post earlier. I did a preemptive to let everybody know we're going live at the Pineal Hour. The Pineal Hour is after 12 o'clock. Eastern Standard Time. This is where we're at. It's the pineal hour because, you know, your pineal gland is like your antenna. It's your biological antenna. And when the sun comes up, this is how you actually wake up. When the sun rises, that sun, it communicates with everything on the planet. Like, including the plants, not just the plants, also you. Your pineal gland responds to the sunlight. It responds to light. It's light sensitive. So as the sun comes up, your body gets this signal, and your pineal gland communicates with your pituitary body, and it synthesizes serotonin. And the serotonin, the hormone serotonin, is what wakes you up. It's what brings you up. You see what I'm saying? It's serious, think of serious, you're going serotonin. This is what wakes you up. So at night, as the sun moves across the horizon and the moon begins to appear, when the moon appears, this is signaling your pineal gland again to communicate with your hypothalamus, and it produces melatonin. Melatonin, your melatonin. Think melatonin, endocrine system, correct. There's also exocrine system, but we ain't gonna go there right now. This is why I'm calling it the pineal hour, because your melanin, your melatonin builds melanin. Your melatonin builds melanin. So I'm meeting you at the pineal hour so I can connect to that dark matter. Especially since we're talking about the movement, Black Matter, Black Lives Matter. Let's get on that. GAGUT greetings. Peace and love to everybody in the room. I don't want to leave nobody out. You could be anywhere in the universe, but you're right here. We could be anywhere in the universe, but we're all right here. So that melatonin is what increases, what enhances and brings about your dream state. And in your dream state, you can do anything in your dreams. In your dreams, you can manifest anything. Some people will say your dreams communicate to you what happens in your awakened state. So this is why I'm meeting you at the pineal hour. GAGUT greetings. The waters of none. Correct. All correct. I love the energy in this room right now. Like, we got a bunch of ringers in here. Shout out to all my Gagutians. Shout out to all my immortals. Listen, we got to do this work. This is our movement. GAGUT is our movement. It's not Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is not our movement. You think... Let's look it up. Let's look it up. What does matter mean? Black Lives Matter is not our movement. Somebody type that in so I can pin it. Black Lives Matter is not our movement. It's not our movement. No. Matter. How can we just matter? How can we just simply matter? The mothers and fathers of humanity itself. How can we just simply matter? What does matter mean? Now we know what this English language is, levels to it. It's levels to it, right? It's levels to it. Boom. So when we look up matter, there we go. There we go. Thank you. And it is funded by the elite. But that's not why I'm saying it. But that's also a reason why it's not our movement. Thank you for pointing that out. We can't let, as melanin dominant people, we can't let someone or people of eta sub 19 minus intelligence to dictate what we do. Now, if you don't understand what I just said, this means you have not attended our briefings. You have not fully submerged into the information. Melanin dominant people, African descendant people, black people have an intelligence rating of eta sub 28 plus. Non-African descendant people, European descendant people, and all other people only have an intelligence rating of eta sub 19 minus. So we cannot let someone of an eta sub 19 minus level intelligence dictate to us who are eta sub 28 plus intelligence what our movement is. We control this. We don't run things. Things don't run us. We run things. We run things. Things don't run us. So let's just use a little intelligence right now when we're going through Black Lives Matter. Okay? And somebody very wisely brought into the room that it's funded by the elite, Europeans. And we're going to look at that too. We're going to look at that. And it's coming from a place of theology. It's coming from belief. And to say that you matter, right? Let me look at the word. Let's look at the word. Come here. Let me get you up out of there. Let me get you up out of there. Cool. What does matters mean? What does matter mean? Okay. Matter. Now, there's levels to it. There's levels to it. So we got the top 3 definitions. All right? All right, cool. So the first definition, right, is physics. Now, they're not talking about physics when they say Black Lives Matter. They're not talking about physics. But when we look up the first definition, it's going to go to physics. Physical substance in general, as distinct from mind and spirit. In physics, that which occupies space and possesses rest mass, especially as distinct from energy.
Okay, that's matter, right? It's also an affair or situation under consideration. A great deal of work was done for this matter. An affair, a situation, a matter. Are we an affair, a situation, a matter? No, we're not. So the third, oh no, stop playing. There we go. So the third, right? Yo, stop playing with me. My apologies. Let me just hold it like this. So the third, be of importance, have significance. It doesn't matter what the guests wear. It doesn't matter? Matter? Hold on. Let me look at this. Signify, carry weight, or count. So black lives count. Black lives carry weight. Black lives have significance. Black lives are of importance. No, black lives made everything. Black lives are literally the manifestation, the physical human manifestation of the universe itself, aka God. That's what black lives are. That's what we're saying with GAGUT. That's what we're saying with our nuclear DNA polymorphism ascertainment study. That's what we're saying. That's what the research says. That's what the science says. That's what the math says. So black lives don't just matter. Soon as you say you matter, this takes you away from being the most important, from being the most intelligent, most richest, undefeatable race of people on the planet. This takes you away from being the physical manifestation of the universe itself, aka God, in flesh. So Black Lives Matter diminishes what we see from GAGUT. Black Lives Matter overshadows what we know from our Gagutical Constitution, saying that we are the most intelligent people on the planet. We are the very mothers and fathers of humanity. Black people actually made people. Without black people, you would not even have people. The first people to exist in all of existence are black people. We made everybody. So it's not we matter. That is man. It's a distraction. It's a big time distraction. It's a distraction. Now, somebody brought up that it's funded by the elite. That's a fact. Europeans. Matter of fact, let's look it up real quick. Because they have a little bit of information on online without going too deep. Reverse psychology. Correct. Somebody's paying attention. Okay. Cool. Let's go to their wiki page. Hold on. No, before we get to their wiki page, look at this right here. Okay. According to Politico, the donor coalition named Solidaire, focusing on movement building and led by Texas oil fortune heir Leah Hunt Hendricks. Let's look up Leah Hunt Hendricks. And we know we can get deeper to get more information, right? But let's look up Leah real quick. Leah Hunt Hendricks. This is who's giving money to your Black Lives Matter. This is who's funding it. Political theorist, right? Movement builder who writes and speaks about new economy, solidarity, and funding progressive social movements. Hunt Hendricks has a PhD in religion, ethics, and politics from fucking Princeton. Listen, we already know what religion has showed about how they feel about black lives. They took the image of Jesus, painted in white. They took religion itself. The very concept of spirituality came from the mind of melanated beings. The very concept of the relationship between the divine outside and the divine inside came from you. So you don't just simply matter. You are the creator of everything, the mother and fathers of all humanity. So we don't simply just matter. Like, and it pains me when I see us rally behind some shit just because we like the way that it sounds. Just because we like the way that it sounds. Black Lives Matter is a distraction. Groups like Black Lives Matter promote what they call equality. How can we have equality why would we even do that when we are the head of the planet? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would we take our 8 to sub 28 plus intelligence and chop it down to be equal to an 8 to sub 19 minus intelligence? And just like I said, if you don't understand what I'm talking about when I'm describing the 8 to sub ends, you have been missing the briefing. Matter of fact, I need to do a download on just that. Matter of fact, let me see how much time we got. We can do it now. Hold on. We can do it right now. Where's my notebook? All right, boom. That's what I'm going to do. We can do it now. Where's my notebook? I got you. I got you. Peace and love. I got you. Where's my notebook? I got a bunch of paint laying around. You gotta forgive me. You know, they say genius is touched with insanity. Okay, boom. So, Black Lives Matter is some bullshit. It's a psyop. It's created to distract you from the truth, which is GAGUT. That shows and verifies mathematically, scientifically, through theorems, not through theory, that you are the most intelligent, richest, and undefeatable people on the planet. You are literally the physical manifestation of the universe in human form. When the universe thought itself to be a human, to have a human experience, it thought itself into a melanated man and woman. So you don't simply matter, you are everything. You are the entire ocean in a drop. You are not a drop out of ocean. You're the whole ocean in a drop. All right? So this is not something that's to be cast aside and to be just labeled as matter. This is not something that simply matters. This is all that came from you. All that is. Literally, people itself. We actually have a monopoly on people. We're the ones who made all of humanity. And this is genetically proven, mathematically verified, signed and sealed. Like, it's a wrap. So movements like Black Lives Matter are distractions to keep you stuck into a Jim Crow fraudulent label from the 13th Amendment of 3/5 human. 3/5. This is a 3/5 mentality. If you are aware of your Gagutian constitution and you know that you're 8 to sub 28 plus level of intelligence, you would not simply say that you matter. You would not even have that. You would have the confidence to say, I'm God. You would understand. Listen, oh my goodness. All right, let me go. So this is going to go into our Gagutian constitution. I'm going to talk a little fast because I don't want to run out of space. Somebody might have a question about something that I say. You might not know a couple of words that I go over. If you do, put it in the comments and I'm going to address that. Boom. So our Gagutian constitution. And it's going to be somebody that be like, what's GAGUT? I already know what's coming. I got you. Don't even worry. Don't even worry. Okay. I'm going to show you how to find it. So, GAGUT is the totality of all of mathematics, and this achievement was founded by a black man, Professor Gabriel Aldo Oyibo. Gabriel Aldo Oyibo is a black man who's been rated with the highest level of intelligence of eta sub infinity. Eta sub n is the formula that represents intelligence, and the n within that formula for Professor Oyibo has been designed for infinity. Hence, eta sub infinity of intelligence. Now, because you share genes with Professor Gabriel Oyibo, this means that the universe has ordained you with having the most intelligence. We're being the most intelligent, richest, and undefeatable people ever on the planet. Not simply people who just matter. All right, let me go over this fact so I can show you this. Now, when Gabriel Oyibo came out with the God Almighty's Grand Unified Theorem, which is really just nature, and how we identify with nature, how we recognize the rhythms, the cycles of nature, how we recognize all sciences come from the observation of nature. And being as though he recognized these, he was more connected to nature, aka the universe, aka God. God revealed GAGUT to Professor Oyibo, aka the universe. Now, how could God, aka the universe, reveal this to a black man when it couldn't reveal it to Albert Einstein or Galileo or Carl Friedrich Gauss or Leonard Euler or any of these other great, so-called great European scientists who went to the best schools, who had the best labs, who had the best books, but they couldn't get it. But the universe, God, revealed it to Professor Oyibo, a black man. It's because of our DNA. It's because of our cosmic connection to the universe and everything around us. It's because of who we are. The physical manifestation, the human experience. We are the founders of humanity, literally. And don't tell me I don't have nothing to do with the universe, because the very same forces that are in play when you see the sun move across the horizon are the same forces that's inside of me. GAGUT greetings, peace and love. Are the same forces that's inside of me, that's inside of you, that's inside of everything. So don't tell me we don't got nothing to do with that. As far as we can prove scientifically, genetically, mathematically, we created everything. So we don't simply just matter. It's a psyop. Listen, all right, boom. So let's go over our Gagutical Constitution just for 1 second. Let's go. Let's go. Listen, we just getting started with this. Boom. So, Yale investigates GAGUT in 1997. All right. Now, what happened was, after Professor Gabriel Oyibo founded GAGUT, he recognized these patterns in nature to find the totality of all mathematics, past, present, and future, something no other mathematician have ever done. He was investigated by the White House, and he was investigated by Yale University. After the White House investigated him in 1997 under the Clinton administration, that's correct, the Clinton administration. This is why we don't vote. We don't worry about voting. Listen, freedom is taken. It don't come with no vote. Put you right in them chains, carried you off to the boat. We don't. They investigated Professor Oyibo and GAGUT. Now, when I say the White House, I mean the FBI, the CIA, the Pentagon, all of these subdivisions under the federal government all investigated GAGUT. They found no flaws, so then they kicked it to Yale University. Yale University is also home of Skull and Bones. Let me look at this real quick. Watch this. So Yale investigates GAGUT in 1997. Let's look at this real quick, and then I'm going to show you something about Yale University specifically. Now, when you go to it, type in the first one. It's going to be God News. This is the God News. God Almighty's Grand Unified Theorem, nicknamed GAGUT, G-I-J, J equals 0, represents the God order. News ordaining Professor Gabriel Oyibo, a black man with the ultimate intelligence, and hence the black people the most intelligent and undefeatable race. You don't simply matter. You are the most intelligent. undefeatable race. You don't just matter. Black Lives Matter is distracting you from these points. And this came through the White House via the Clinton administration, your Democratic Party that you so wish to be your saviors. They know this information. They know this information and they're keeping this from you for a reason. Because if you really knew the truth, you wouldn't just be focused on mattering. You will be focused on the first definition of matter, which is existence itself and what manifests from existence itself, and know that you have the connection, the closest connection to nature, to the universe, to God. You are the human expression of the universe. We literally made all people. All right, so let's go. Now, how could Yale say this? This is what they found, that melanin-dominant people, African-descendant people, have 28 polymorphisms, which are called 28 intelligent strands of DNA. And all other people have only 19 polymorphisms. That's 19 intelligent strands of DNA. So what do we benefit from somebody having 19 intelligent strands to tell us that we're equal to them? To tell us that they want equality, that we should want equality to them. What do we benefit for taking 9 of our intelligent strands of DNA and just throwing them in the trash and say that we have equal intelligence? Like, what is the benefit of that? Now, before you say, oh, well, this is biased, this study was not done by goddamn Howard University. This wasn't done at fucking Morehouse. This wasn't done at Temple or Drexel or one of them other HBCUs that are common that we go to. This was done by Yale University. Now, look. Let's go over this real quick. Let's go over this real quick. Let's go over this real quick. Watch this. Yale University, blah, 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 blah. Watch this. Watch this. Where their wiki page at? There we go. There go their wiki page. Watch this. Watch this. Yale University is a private Ivy League research university in New Haven, Connecticut, founded in 1701 as the collegiate school. It is the third oldest institution of higher education in the United States and one of the 9 colonial colleges chartered before the American Revolution. Collegiate school was renamed Yale College in 1718 to honor the school's largest benefactor. All right, cool. So it's letting you know their history and their heritage. This is Jim Crow. 1700s. You know how black people were treated in America in the 1700s, right? Now watch this. Endowment. Endowment means gifts. This is what the Europeans gift to Yale University as of 2019. $30 billion. $30 billion is what they've gifted into Yale University. Now, why would they make such a heavy endowment? This is something new to us. We're not used to investing in intelligence. We're not used to investing in intelligence. Yale is not the only school that does this. All schools do this. This is how they're ran. This is how they fund. This is how they fund their scholarships. This is how they pay their professors. This is how they keep their lights on, through their endowments. They gift this school this much money. How can they be able to gift this school this much money? This is one reason. Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones Society, a secret society. Skull and Bones, the Order 322, or the Brotherhood of Death, is an undergraduate senior secret student society at where? Yale University. This is the home of the Illuminati, a.k.a. Skull and Bones, a.k.a. white supremacy. This is their headquarters. This is their headquarters. So Listen, you got a problem when somebody who is your sworn open enemy knows more about you than you know about yourself. Listen, hold on. Let me say that again. You have a problem when somebody who claims to be your open enemy knows more about you than you know about yourself. Why you think they supporting you to say that Black Lives Matter? This is why. Because they don't want you to know the truth, and they know more about you than you know about your damn self. Psh, what? What? All right, let me keep going. So we're breaking down our Gagutical Constitution. Larneezy, what up? Gagut greetings. Peace to the God. We're breaking down our Gagutical Constitution. I want to keep going. I don't want to run out of time. Boom. Let me see. It was too fast. There we go. So how can Yale come to these conclusions? Let's look at this. Let's look at this. This is the document from Yale University's Nuclear DNA Diversity in Worldwide Distributed Human Populations. Listen. Look. Yale University School of Medicine. Okay? Now, look at all these names. Whatever that is. These are not black people. Look at the names. Lashkwiska, Tishkoff, Stone King, La Buddha. These are not black names. And if you want, you can look up each one of these scientists to see exactly who they are. Specifically this one. This is the chairman of Yale School of Science. His name is Kenneth K. Kidd. What are those initials? That's right. KKK. So the KKK is investigating black people. The KKK genetically is listen, this is for real. This is for real. I told you got a problem when the people who swear to be your open enemy know more about you than you know about your damn self. And you want to what? You want to vote? You want to do what? You want to do what? You want me to do what? Black Lives Matter is not our movement. The Democratic Party is not our movement. The Republican Party is not our movement. Politics themselves is not our movement. Politics is a politics, and I'm busting their ass tonight. Listen, let me keep going because I'm going to go into the document and we're going to do the mathematics. I'm going to show you how they came up with these numbers. 8 to sub 28 and 8 to sub 19. How many people mentioned in the middle of the show? Yeah. No, it's crazy. We about to keep going though. Don't. All right, let me keep going because I'm gonna get sidetracked and I'm gonna run out of time. And I'm be salty. All right, boom. So this is from Yale University School of Medicine. All right. Now we just went over the names. None of these are black people. So they are not biased to the outcome to be supportive of what black people are saying, what black people are great, what black people are in fact the greatest, what black people are the mothers and fathers of civilization. Nothing about any of these other scientists, these geneticists, will support that. These are all Europeans. None of them are black people. So this is not something that was culturally biased from the beginning. This is from Yale University. This is from Yale School of Medicine, Yale University School of Medicine. Yale University is also home of the Skull and Bones, a.k.a. the Illuminati, a.k.a. white supremacy itself. This is what they know about you that you don't know. This is what they study about you that you don't even study. Genetics. This is how we... All right, cool. Let me go. This is how we come to these conclusions. We don't need to theorize. We don't need belief because we know. We don't deal with belief. All right, boom. Analysis of DNA samples from mixed Europeans, Papua New Guineans, Hold on. You know what? Hold on. Let me get a piece of paper to help me read so we don't get lost. You know what I'm saying? Okay. They gave me this little pamphlet for recycling. Let's use this though. All right. Boom. Okay, now, analysis of DNA samples from mixed Europeans, Papua New Guineans, as well as from 6 African, 3 Asian, and 2 Amerindian populations, not just 1 or 2 people, no, populations, right? In this way, the European bias, now, European bias, Gagut greetings, European bias is code. It's code for white supremacy. European bias is code for Jim Crow. European bias is code for extreme racial prejudice. So they did it this way so that they could avoid the European bias in the nuclear polymorphism ascertainment, right? It was avoided, right? So with them avoiding white supremacy, with them avoiding Jim Crow with this study, right? These are the conclusions that they came up with. Maximum likelihood tree constructed from the frequency data. Africans clustered separately from non-African populations. You clustered separately from non-African populations. Let's see. Now what they said is 15 polymorphisms were shared among most of the populations. All right, so 15. Everybody got 15. Now this is where the equality stuff come in. 15. Everybody got 15, okay? So this is the black people, right? And this is non-black people. Now, once again, this information is coming from Yale School of Science. This is coming from Yale. This is the White House and Yale University. This is where we're getting this information from, in case you got it. So 15 were shared among most of the populations compared. Whereas 13 sites were found to be endemic to Africans, and 4 to non-Africans. So Africans, black people, have 13 more that's endemic, and non-blacks have 4 that's endemic. So let me look. All right, look, what does endemic mean? Let's do this slow. Let's do this slow. No offense to anybody. I just want to make sure when you articulate yourself, you can do it responsibly. So what does endemic mean? Endemic definition. Endemic. Regularly found among particular people or in a certain area. Endemic. Right? A plant or animal native and restricted to a certain place. Endemic. Right? This is endemic. This is specific to black people. This is specific. This is regularly found. Regularly. So regularly, you have an additional 13 polymorphisms. Let me go back to it. God news. Let me go back to it. Give me the document. Blow it up. All right. And I'm going fast because I want to do some question and answer. Yeah, native. Exactly. Right? Now look. 15 polymorphisms. Right? 13 were endemic to Africans, and 4 to non-Africans, right? So, let's go. So 15 endemic to you, and 4 was endemic to non-blacks. So this brings the grand total for non-blacks to 19. And this brings that total to blacks to 28. So this is your level of intelligence. And honestly, this brings you light years apart as far as intelligence is concerned. Now, with this study being done, conducted by the KKK, Kenneth K. Kidd, Yale University School of Medicine, aka the home of the Illuminati, aka Skull and Bones, we can further reduce that. What they did was inflate their number. Even though they said to avoid the European bias, they did the study this way, to avoid the European bias. But just from you saying you needed to do something to avoid the European bias, this lets us know that European bias was in effect. Or else you wouldn't even have to say that. You wouldn't even have to say that. So with them acknowledging that there was European bias, we can further, yeah, they still cheated. Exactly. We can further deduce that they inflated their number and they suppressed our number. They inflated their number and suppressed our number. Plus, when you put 19 over 28, when you put that in a fraction, it's an improper fraction. You need to take that to whole numbers. It need to be a whole number, the nearest 10. So you take it to the nearest 10. So when you go 19, because this is inflated, most likely it's 18. It'll go down to 18. And then when you take this 28, being as though it's suppressed, it will go to 30. It will go to 30. Now, 30 and 18 have a common denominator, which is 6. 6 goes into 30 5 times. 6 goes into 18 3 times. This brings us to 5/3, which is a complete inversion of what they said we was, of what they said that we were during the 13th Amendment, 3/5 compromise, when they said that we were 3/5 of humans. They said our human capability, our intelligence was 3/5, when actually we were 5/3. So what they did was they used dynamic projection and put their number onto us and assumed their number for themselves. This is why when your grandmother, your grandfather, your mother, your father saw Barack Obama get elected as president, they cried. They were so surprised because we thought that we would never, ever see a black president, because we thought that we were incapable of holding that position, because we knew that the European bias was in full effect. We knew that. But what actually happened, the tables have turned. We've assumed our regular position as the leaders of the planet, of the teachers, the mothers and fathers of humanity itself. They didn't want you to know that prior to Barack Obama becoming the leader of the new world and all of that, we was running the world before they knew what time was. Before they knew what an hour was, we was doing that. The very word hours is an anagram for Horus, which comes out of ancient Africa. The very concept of geography was totally upside down in Europe. They believed you could sail so far to the end of the earth that you will fall off the planet and be eaten by a monster. Until it was an African that came and said, no, you fucking fool. This is the earth right here. This is cosmology. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you real quick. And I'm going off the beaten path, but let me show you. Let me show you. No, you're not going to fall off the earth and be eaten by a damn monster. Hell no. Because this is the cosmology of the earth. This is what it is. This is Gab. Gab is the earth. Gab is an organism. The earth is an organism. It's alive. It's ran by systems. Like you have systems. You have a circulatory system, your respiratory system, your lymphatic system, your endocrine system. All of these systems are making you like cells in the body of God. That's who you are. You can't fall off the earth. You're connected. You're tied to it cosmically, like an organism. You are parts of that organism. So before a black African came to them and gave them a sense of geography, they didn't know what geography was. And because of the European bias, because of things like the 13th Amendment, 3/5 compromise, this is the reason. Because of Black Lives Matters, but this is the fucking reason. These are not our movements. GAGUT is our movement that puts you at the head of the planet, that states that you have the ultimate level of intelligence, making you the ordained by the universe itself, by God Almighty, as the richest, most intelligent, and undefeatable people ever on the planet. That's our movement. That's our movement. GAGUT greetings, everybody. Woo! I had to get that out. Yo, if it's anybody that want to ask some questions at this time, send me a request and we'll go a little bit deeper. We'll go whichever lane you want me to go with this, because I got a full clip and I keep one in the chamber at all times. You understand what I'm saying? I just spoke with the most intelligent person I speak with the most intelligent people on the planet anyway. Every day. Like, this is what I do. You know what I mean? So let's go. And these movements are funded by people who want to keep us away from that identity. Because once we understand that, this is why during our enslavement, during the Ma'afa, they completely cut us off from our culture and our heritage and our language. And this is why. This is why. They wanted to keep that away from you. They want to keep that away. Even still to this day, they want to keep that away from you. So who are you voting for? What are you voting for? You're voting for 3/5. That's what you're voting for. You're voting to be still included and looked at as 3/5 of intelligence. We're really your 5/3. So when you say Black Lives Matter, this is a 3/5 mentality. This is not somebody coming from 5/3. This is not using your A to sub of 28 plus intelligence, because we know they suppressed our number even with that. For Gabriel Yibo to be rated with the A to sub of infinity, and we share DNA with him, this lets you know that they suppressed our number. This lets you know they suppressed our number. So we have to reintroduce ourselves to the world as the Gagutians, as the most intelligent, richest, and undefeatable people ever to be on the planet. Black is a color, not a race. Come on in, let's talk about it. I dare you. Who told you that? I want to know your source of your information. Who told you that? See, once you understand, information is only as good as its source. And then you go to the source of what you... See, that's why I like to verify stuff. Like, I will look stuff up and I will show you, so that way you're not arguing against me. You're arguing against the source. Because this is what happens. People will be like, damn, well, who you? Who ordained you to be the authority on this subject? Depending on what you're talking about. It don't matter what you're talking about. This is what people think. This is what goes on in the mind. Who are you? Who validated you to say that? You know what I'm saying? So when the source is so strong, when the source is the people themselves saying that this is who they are, now you got to look at this source on where you got your information from. And then you got to have a moment where the cognitive dissonance will, you're looking it right in the face. You're looking it right in the face. Cognitive dissonance, the way I like to explain it, is when a belief system comes into contact or intersects with the truth. And when that happens, the belief system takes over. That's cognitive dissonance. When the belief system takes over, that's cognitive dissonance. You know what I'm saying? Mind of God, 666 was popping. You ain't come in. You want me to bring you in? I'll bring you in. Let's see. Let's see if we can get him to come in. Let me see. I ain't send a request, but let me see, because I love when people do that. He declined. Well, maybe next time. They probably busy or something. You know, people have lives. I'm not upset at all. Like, I don't take no offense to that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for putting that in the room. So let's deal with that. Since they have so wisely gave us new subject matter. So they said, all right, that's cool. I appreciate you though. I appreciate the feedback. So they said black is a color and not a race. That's what they said. They said black is a color and not a race. Now, what makes black? Is it just a shade of brown? Is it just a shade of brown? Or what we calling black, is this shades of brown? Now, we can use anthropology, we can use biology, we can use history. We can even use geography to go into this subject. And we got a couple minutes, so we chilling. We got a couple minutes, we chilling. I'm saying, shout out to Minty. What up? GAGUT greetings. OG Nate in the building. GAGUT greetings, peace and love. All right, so cool. So Mind of God 666 so wisely brought up a subject that I wanted to talk about real quick. And he said that black is a color and not a race. Now, when we talk about who we are, right? When we talk about who we are, right? We got to use a reference. So what reference do we use? What reference do we use? Do we use somebody with an eta sub of 19's reference? Or do we use somebody with an eta sub of 28 plus reference? Huh? That's what we gotta start with GAGUT and work our way back. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start with GAGUT, work our way back. That's what we gotta do. Whose source are we using? Someone with the eta sub of 19 minus, or someone with an eta sub of 28 plus? We just went over the Gagutian Constitution. If you lost it, I'm sorry, but matter of fact, I'll put this up on IGTV. It'll be up later. So, black. What is black? It said black is a color. Okay. The color black, what is that? That color black, which they now in modern science call black matter, or dark matter, or dark energy. This is everywhere. It's in everything. It permeates through everything, every form of matter in existence. Even when you look into an atom is 99.9% blackness, darkness. That's what's in an atom. And atoms are in everything. So therefore, blackness is in everything. GAGUT greetings. Now, our ancient African ancestors, you know, I see I got my pharaoh on, right? See, I got my pharaoh on. This is a remnant of one of the greatest civilizations ever to be on the planet, which the Europeans call Egypt. And Mind of God, I see you got an Ankh on, on your page. I see you got an Ankh on there. So clearly, it says to me that you understand some Kemetic knowledge and wisdom. So it is strange to me for you to have an Ankh on your page. And you got 666, which is taking us to chemistry, that you would say black is a color and not a race. I'm confused, because if you got an Ankh on your page and you're in the chemistry, because I see the 666, how could you not understand what those people said they are? What those people said they are. They didn't call themselves Egyptian. The Greeks called them Egyptians. They didn't call the land that they came from Egypt. They called the land that they came from Kemet. Kem, Khem, or Km, or K-E-M. What does Kim mean? Let's go. What does Kim mean? Let's look at it. What does Kim mean? Let me see. According to the Oxford English Dictionary, alchemia may be derived from, whatever that is, that's Hebrew, which is derived from the ancient Egyptian name of Egypt, Kem, or Kim, or Kame, or Kimi, meaning blackness. The very word means blackness. The very word. And then when we study what gives us our melanin pigment, right? Which gives us our pigment, right? It's something in your skin, right? Called a melanocyte. Called the melanocyte. Let's look at it. Called a melanocyte. Let's look at it. This is biology. Melanocytes are melanin-producing neural crest-developed cells located in the bottom layer of the stratum basal. That's the dermis. Of the skin's epidermis, my apologies. The middle layer of the eye, the uvea, the inner ear, vaginal epithelium, the meninges, my bad, bones, and heart. Melanin is a dark pigment primarily responsible for skin color. It's your melanin, this blackness, this dark pigment, this dark matter that is responsible for all skin color. So everybody is a shade of yo, listen, stop playing, yo. Stop playing. Should we go more? Do you need more? Do you need more? We got more if you need more. There's always more. There's always more. There's always more. Damn, we don't got like that much time though. All right, boom. So let me continue. Now, some people make the argument, you know, it's about geography, it's about land and all of this shit and all of that. Well, why do you think everybody else is trying to stake claim to your culture and your heritage? You got everybody over there in Kemet, aka Egypt, trying to dig and label stuff and take it to the museum in England, the museum in Britain, even the museums in America. Like everybody is trying to claim this except you. Now you know what happened. All of the Egyptologists and this lets you know it's some bullshit, right? Just hit me up. This is how we know it's some bullshit. Egyptology. There's no Chinatology or no Europetology, no goddamn Mexicotology, but there's Egyptology. So what happened was the Egyptologists, right? They tried to claim, and they're still trying to claim it, Kemet for their own. They tried to say that the ancient Egyptian pharaohs were not deep, dark black people. They were not. So what happened was one of our ancestors, our elders, our esteemed elders, Sheikh Anta Diop. If you don't know Sheikh Anta Diop work, don't feel bad. He was Senegalese. He spoke French. A lot of his work just recently got translated into English. Sheikh Anta Diop made a test, a melanin dosage test, that he shined this special light over the skin of the mummies that they dug up in Kemet, and he found that they have the same amount of melanocytes, if not more, than we have today. Look this up. Sheikh Anta Diop melanin dosage test that verifies that these are our ancestors. Look, we just got translated English. Okay, because it wasn't in English. Here we go. Since this article was published, it has been established that there are devices which can determine a skin melanin index. They make the invasive approach for determining the melanin index in mummies as indicated here. And necessarily, they also make a method for determining the melanin index of all mummies. For more information, listen, oh my goodness, I got like 10 seconds left. I would love to go into this whole article, but I'm gonna have to come back and talk to y'all later about this article, but it's definitely deep. So who told you that black was bad?